try it all you want, but when you stop at the intersection of classic hip-hop and culinary arts, you find Food Dope, the legendary podcast that personifies the culture through conversations with hip-hop influence, executive chefs, restaurateurs, and food influencers.
Throwing up flat like a ref, whipping up bricks like a chef.
Welcome to another episode of the Food Dope Podcast. This is your host, the Professor Nathan Rideaux, aka the curator of culinary dopeness. And today I got a very special treat, and I can't wait to get this interview started. We had fun leading up to the interview, everything. She's got an infectious smile, an infectious, endearing laugh. So I'm ready to get this started. Today I have Chef. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, well, I'm Chef TheeGrizzley.
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 Yeah.
TheeGrizzley.
Where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Macon, Georgia, but I'm kind of from the outskirts of Tweeds County. It's like a very, very, very country, rural country. Yeah. Town outside of Macon, but I grew up pretty much. It was very rural.
We're gonna talk about the country. Yeah. And it's a very special show today to me because I'm going off notebook and cue cards. So this is the very first show that I did. I'm not using my stuff, so I'm just coming straight off the top of the dome. And it's also very special because we got a family day. We got your mama here, Mama V, and we got my wife here. How you doing, sweetie? And it's a Food Dope Podcast. It's Nathan Rideaux, and I'm here with Chef TheeGrizzley. And I've been trying to get with you for a long time, and I appreciate the patience. And when I knew I was gonna get back started, I told you you was gonna be the first person I reached out to, and I appreciate you gracing me with your presence here.
Anytime.
Yeah. So, Chef, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. We got a generation gap between us.
Gap.
But you know, that's why I call my show Food Dope, because we talk food, we talk culinary arts, we talk hip-hop culture. I was raised in hip-hop culture. I am hip-hop culture. So I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and you know, that's how the generations are supposed to do it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So talk to me about what, Twiggs County?
Twiggs County, yeah, it's a very rural place. My cousins, they kill wild hogs, chickens, squirrels, pretty much anything country. We've ate it, skinned it, killed it, sold it.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. Because I'll pretty much try. I'm experimenting when it comes to tasting food and everything. So I'll try. I'm not one of those people who just shy away from it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try it.
If it looks good, eat it.
Yeah. And I was reading your bio when you mentioned the squirrel and everything. And I said, that's not one that I tried before, but I wouldn't.
Squirrel and gravy?
Yeah, squirrel and gravy.
We got the white gravy and the fresh homemade biscuits. The biscuits got to be fresh.
You stop up that gravy, huh? Stop up that gravy. So what's the texture of a squirrel? What's the texture of a squirrel?
It's kind of similar to rabbit almost.
Okay.
Almost, but it's a little bit fattier. To me, it tastes a little bit more fattier.
Yeah.
But it has the texture of like a rabbit.
That's interesting. So what's the biggest town or city in Twiggs County?
Jeffersonville.
I've never even heard of Jeffersonville.
See?
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody is related to one another in Twiggs County, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And through those relationships, I'll assume that's where your interest in cooking or culinary arts came from.
Yeah, it came from my grandma.
Okay.
She was a chef at the Hubert Chalk Mine down there in Twiggs County.
Okay.
And I guess it was just, she birthed it in me.
Yeah.
It was in the genes. Because my aunts, she's a baker, and then my other aunt, she's also kind of like a country home cook chef.
Okay.
So you can say it's in the bloodline.
Right.
But on my mom's side, it kind of skipped a little bit.
And that's what I like to ask people, and you just, before I even had a chance to ask it, I like to find the parallels between dope hip-hop and culinary arts. So I like to ask every chef that's coming, have you had anybody in your bloodline before you that was an artistic person, whether they sing or did art, that maybe that's somebody that jumped into you?
Yeah, I would say my aunts, my grandma for sure. My cousins, they actually rap a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're kind of,
yeah.
All right. But just pretty much chefs.
Okay. And what, 5 years old, the first time you ever cooked something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fish and grits.
Fish and grits?
Catfish and grits.
Catfish. Fried fish? Fried catfish. Stick it to the basics.
Yep,
Yeah.
the cast iron skillet and
Yeah.
everything. Crisco.
Yeah, ain't no grease popping on you.
Oh, no.
Is that still one of your favorites to this day, being that it was your first? Yeah.
It is. I like to consider myself a grit connoisseur.
Grit connoisseur? And that's grits of all types.
Of all types.
Really?
Polenta. I mean, I think I had the best grits.
Yeah. Is it taboo people to put sugar in their grits?
No, because you could do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of cheese and a little bit of sugar. I know my brother,
Yeah.
he actually is a grit. He's a grit baby, but he loves sugar in his
Okay.
grits. And I was like, you put sugar in your grits?
Yeah, yeah. I grew up in Louisiana. When I moved to Georgia, I took a lot of heat when people found out sugar, and they never heard of sugar in your grits. But Louisiana, we pretty much tried everything, man. We did it all. And 10 years old, you cook your first Thanksgiving meal.
Yes, my first Thanksgiving meal.
What kind of help did you have with that?
My mom, she was like, I'm going to just watch, because she was kind of sick. So she was like, I'm going to just watch you, and I'm going to just show you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, cooking whole turkeys, whole hams. Dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my aunt, she tried to test me. She's like, do you put the giblets and all that in the dressing? I was like, you got to.
Have to, yeah. I can see that. From early on, what age you think it was when you started looking at furthering what you know in culinary arts to where you wanted to get trained or educated?
I want to say when I was in the 10th grade,
Okay.
I started looking at vocational high schools.
Mm-hmm.
The only certified vocational high school that they had in the area at the time was this career center called Hutchins Career Center.
Hutchins, okay.
And it was a very small, I know my class probably had about 30 students to graduate.
Yeah. Wow.
But they had like a ACF certified chef. I mean, they had like a state-of-the-art kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much learned how to do knife cuts, seasonings.
Yeah.
But we did like this smell test. Part of our final was like a blind smell test. So you had to either taste it or smell it, and you get like 10 of the 15 right, you would pass and stuff like that. And it kind of set me up for culinary school. So when I became a freshman at culinary school, it wasn't like I didn't know nothing or everything was so foreign to me, because I knew pretty much almost everything. I wouldn't say that my whole freshman year of culinary school, I pretty much learned everything already from high school. So it was like, okay, all right.
Yeah. So you was in there a little bit.
I was in there.
You was in the house, yeah. How long ago, what year was that, would you think?
I graduated from high school in 2013, so around about 2011.
2013, I'm trying to think. What you were listening to? Because we had a conversation last night, and the other night I asked you about your musical interest, and I said, well, it's pretty well-rounded for your age. It's pretty well-rounded. What were you listening to at the time?
In 2013?
2013. Because I like to say that music is the soundtrack of our lives. It's like yesterday, I had a thought came back from I was like 10 years old, and I can remember what song was out at the time, So
2013, I still was listening. I want to say I was kind of in like the pop rockish type of stage.
Okay.
But I also was listening to like the 2 Chainz and the Migos. This one Migos was hot. Yeah, that kind of influenced me a lot.
Okay.
Especially because I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta.
Right.
So coming up to Atlanta, they was like, "You heard this new Migos?
Yeah.
You heard this?" Then I was like, yeah, it was Migos, the 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
I'm a real big K. Michelle fan. She also raps a little bit.
I didn't know that.
She also raps a little bit. I want to say those were like the main people I was listening to in 2013.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody from Atlanta, like the Young Thug, especially Young Thug. Young Thug had me in a chokehold.
Yeah. That's a creative dude. I listen to some of his stuff. I'm an old head, but I listen to him, and I can know creativity when I hear it.
Oh yeah.
So dude's very creative. And we was also talking the other day, and I don't think out of the female chefs I've had on the show previously, I don't think we've ever talked favorite female artists. Let's talk your favorite female rappers
I love female rap.
all time.
I love all time.
Because you told me, the first question I asked you, first thing out of your mouth, oh, I listen to ratchet rap.
Oh,
Yeah. Who your favorite females all time?
I would say my top 3 all time probably would be Lil' Kim, Lauryn Hill, and probably Nicki Minaj.
Okay. What qualities out of all 3 you think draws you to them?
All 3. I mean, it could go either way. It's like the things that like Nicki and Lauren will say. It's like you have to listen to it 2 and 3 times back to even know it. To really fully grasp what she's saying. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Lauryn Hill, with the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, she kind of put you up on the game.
Yeah.
And then the Lil' Kim hardcore. That's like my favorite female
Hardcore,
hip-hop.
yeah.
That thing is crazy.
It's funny because I think it was a couple of days ago I heard X Factor, Lauryn Hill was being, and I hadn't heard it in so long, and I'm like, damn, she just made me blush. You're listening to it like, yeah. So that's a pretty good 3. I have, it's hard for me to say. I'm older than you, of course. I think my top 3 all time would probably be Mia X. Mia X, Roxanne Shante and Mia X is 1A and 1B for me. And then I had to say MC Lyte. That's like my top 3 very influential part of history right there. So I don't think we could lose either way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to Salt and Pepper, to JJ Fad, Sweet Tea, and everybody, women that contributed to this. Because like I said, everybody knows the story where hip hop, pretty much started in the Bronx. With Kool Herc and everything, but the dudes that was coming to the parties, they was trying to get fly for the girls. So it was all about the women. And Kool Herc was asked to spin for his sister. It was her party with the original, what people consider the first hip hop party. It was his sister's party, and she asked him to spin. So a little piece of history right there. Let's talk about the scope of your business. What's the name of your business?
It's Chef TheeGrizzley's quality over quality over quantity catering fine cuisines LLC. So I came up with the name because I always would say quality over quantity. I would always say that, and then especially being where I'm from in Macon, it's like a lot of soul food. Like every corner you turn around, it's soul food. So I was like, what if I do something outside of the box where it's like I kind of do like upscale comfort food, or even go the step further as to doing like fine cuisine dishes and just elevate them. Yeah. Because to be honest, I don't think it's anybody in my hometown doing it how I'm doing it, on the level that I'm doing it. Yeah. And to be an inspiration to the people, to the home chefs, the cooks in Macon, I can really see that I'm rubbing off on a lot of people. And then a lot of chefs in my hometown, they come to me, ask me for advice, and it's like... Yeah, so you're raising a standard. I am. That's dope, that's dope. And the way you just said that, you sounded like a rapper that you feel like you're... That's pretty dope right there. And it shocked me the other night because you said that area or whatever is known for soul food or whatever. And you mentioned the other night, as far as macaroni and cheese. You just started. I just started. What's up with that? Yeah. I just started, I want to say 2020, January 2020, I just started making mac and cheese. And it's like my best seller. Yeah. You would think I've been cooking macaroni and cheese since I was like 10. Yeah. And like I like to ask people about a bechamel and a mac and cheese. Is that necessary? It is. It is. Mine is a little bit unconventional. Like, I don't use eggs at all. Okay. I don't use eggs. And I don't even do a roux. Right. I don't do a roux at all. So I just do like the heavy cream, and then I have a lot of cheese, and I slow cook it, and then I put my little spices and my herbs in there, and then I do it from that. How do you keep it from drying out? It's all about the sauce. All about the sauce. All about the sauce. Yeah. All about the sauce. Because if you had that cheese sauce too thick, then it'll just be like... But if you don't have enough cheese, it'll be like a macaroni pie or something. Right, yeah. You be cutting it with a fork, with a knife.
This is Nathan Rideaux, aka the Professor on Food Dope Podcast, and I'm sitting here with
Chef TheeGrizzley.
Chef TheeGrizzley. Let's talk about the dining scene in Macon, as you just mentioned. Are there a lot of upscale restaurants?
It's probably about 5, if
Five?
that. 5, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
You look to add to that one day?
Honestly, not at the moment.
Yeah.
I really like to be like a travel private chef because I want to
Okay.
travel the world. I want to see everything, but I kind of like the big city.
Yeah.
So I really want to relocate. It's
Right.
coming soon.
Yeah.
But I like the big city.
Okay. Going back to culinary school. Let's go through your whole situation in culinary school. How was that experience for you?
The first experience, it was an eye opener.
That's Art Institute.
Art
of Atlanta.
Institute,
Okay.
yeah, AI. I was in Atlanta. I had just graduated, so I was like, party. Because in high school, I was a nerd.
Okay.
You have to know that I was a nerd. I never went to any high school parties.
Yeah.
I was always in the book, so it's like when I got a little freedom,
Yeah.
I was the main one throwing the parties.
Right. You a bad influence.
Then had to go be in baking and pastry at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So somewhere, I kind of lost my balance a little bit. So I came back home and just took a year off and refocused.
Right.
And I wound up going to Helms College.
Helms College, okay.
Yes, it's a culinary school in Macon, where I'm from. And it also gave me the opportunity to help take care of my mom in the same token because she had got sick. So from there, I kind of just had like a focus. Like I finished second in my class.
Wow.
By like a 10th of a point.
Yeah.
I was so hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so hurt.
Yeah.
But
That sounds like something a nerd would say.
I was so hurt.
Yeah.
I was so hurt. I like Helms a little bit better because you have it's more intimate.
Okay.
So it's like maybe 10 or 15 students in the class versus AI. You have like 30 to 40.
Right, right.
And they would be like, we would have these recipe cards. I was like, they was like this thick per class.
Yeah.
Cause they was like no book. You couldn't bring any books in. You would have to just use recipe cards. And then they would kind of leave you in groups of 6 or 5 or something like that, and you would have to basically rely on your other like classmates to do certain things. Like we would have to pump out a 3 and 4 course dish in like an hour and a half. And everybody was sharing ovens and all.
Yeah.
Sharing mixers, sharing equipment.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like Hell's Kitchen. It felt like Hell's Kitchen almost. But I want to say Helms is really fantastic, and then they really work with you when you're going through like hardships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They kind of work with you. So.
Okay. Let me ask you, from the perspective of an artist, the perfect plate in comparison to the perfect dope hip hop beat. What elements do you have to have?
First you gotta have height. I always like my plate to be high and have bright popping colors. And just make it look well balanced. I don't want to make it look like I have this 34-ounce steak here and like a 2-ounce scoop of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
You got to be real proportionate. And you always got to have green or something that'll make it just catch your eye. Because you eat with your eyes.
Right.
So I always try to make sure I have that perfect sear.
That's an art to have, getting the perfect sear, and I just can't get it. I just can't get
crisscross.
it. Yeah. How do you do it? What is
you
it?
want to start it off on two, and then you can always check the side of the meat because it kind of coagulates on the side.
Okay.
And then once it's kind of like almost halfway, you flip it over to 10. And so you let that kind of coagulate a little bit more, and then you flip it over. So it's just like 10 and 2, but you just got to make sure you leave it on there long enough, and you got to make sure the grill is hot enough. That's another big factor also.
Okay. Steak or lamb?
Lamb.
I've recently come to that conclusion. I've recently come to that conclusion as well. Favorite dishes and favorite entrees and favorite side dishes. What do you think is your go-to
My go-to is definitely my Alfredo. It can be like
Alfredo.
the surf and turf.
Yeah.
I first started cooking that. That was like my first dish that I kind of made my signature, and then I just elevated it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's crazy now, but
Yeah, yeah.
my steaks, my mac and cheese definitely. My smoked Gouda mac. I don't think nobody's touching that. My lobster mac.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I have this signature potato that I do. It's a mint purple potato.
Okay.
It's pretty good. My twice baked loaded potatoes. I don't think anybody's touching that either.
Woo. I like twice baked potatoes. Love twice baked potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Add some shrimp and seafood and lobster.
I haven't done that.
You got to.
Okay. All right. Do you get a lot of calls, service calls from the Atlanta area coming down from Macon? Really?
I do. I come to Atlanta roughly about 2 to 3 times a month, like on the weekend, because I do have a day job, so that kind of limits my availability during the weekday. But the weekend, like I'm booked all the way to like mid-March.
And you also mentioned your day job at a rehab facility, right? What do you do there?
I'm the assistant manager out there, so I cook. We cook crazy enough. Soul food.
Soul food, yeah.
It's like we do like a healthy soul food. We do like black eyed peas, cabbage, pork chops, pork loin. I mean, we do pretty much everything that's soul food, but we try to add like a healthy twist to it. But yeah, I help manage the employees there, and we pump out roughly about 400 to 450 plates a day.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, you're doing your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not a
doing
cooking
your
book.
thing. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. If you want to book Chef TheeGrizzley, give him your social media.
It's Chef TheeGrizzley with 2 E's and Grizzly, GRIZZLEY, on Facebook and Instagram.
Colorful plates. That's first thing. That's one of the first things I notice about everything you post. Your plates are so colorful. Look like it's full of flavor. Man, look like it's full of flavor. So I'm always checking out before I even look for somebody that I would like to interview. Like you said, the eyes are always catch you first. And I think that's really what it was the eyes. It was the color in your plates, everything. Is that something you have to right off the bat you think you had, or is it something you have to develop as a chef?
I think as a young chef, that's the first thing you're taught. It has to be like eye appealing, or because the first thing people eat is with their eyes.
Yeah.
So if the plate's not colorful,
yeah. You know what?
On a brown, yellow plate.
I like. I just recently started liking edible flowers, colorful flowers. I don't know why. Maybe just they colorful. And I just want to pick it up and eat it. So that it just makes any plate look better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is trying to get a hold of them now, because with the pandemic, everything is so hard to get to. It's like then a pack of orchids, $50.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Another 5 years from now, where would you like to see yourself as a chef? And then give me another 10 years. 5 years and then 10 years.
I see myself moving to Atlanta and just quitting my day job, becoming a successful personal traveling chef. In 10 years, I see myself moving to Seattle. That's my place. That's like my dream place I would like to go.
Yeah.
And possibly looking into doing like cannabis dinners.
Okay.
I think that'd be real cool, especially with it being legal out there.
Yeah.
I think I can find a way to elevate the cannabis dinners.
Right.
That's pretty much what I see myself doing.
Cannabis chefs are some creative chefs. I've recently gotten acquainted with a few of them, and I see the kind of stuff that they do, man. It's incredible.
That's
incredible.
Now that's an art.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. And by that time, it might be legal here, so you could be running the game here.
Yeah,
you never know.
It's
but I still
Seattle.
rather some of us.
Yeah, it's something about
I want to go to
Seattle
that Pike Street, that fish market. I want to go to Seattle.
Yeah, it's something about Seattle.
Yeah. Well, this is Chef TheeGrizzley once again, and Chef, let's give everybody a rundown of. You mentioned your different mac and cheese and everything. Give a rundown of what things you're capable of in the kitchen.
Managing, micromanaging. I can do 5 tests at once. Because I I've been in kitchens probably from here to here.
Right.
And I've pumped out maybe like enough food for like 400 people. So I just need like a simple stove and an oven, and I'm good.
Self-starter.
And it's all about time management. It's all about time management. I think I have time management down to a science. So where, like, I hire some of my friends to help me cook. I've taught them so much. And they'll be like, I need this done, I need this done. I'll be like, I need this done at 120, because at 125, this got to go in the oven. And they was like, just slow down. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Wild game. You mentioned the other day when I asked you about a demo, and you mentioned you wanted to thinking about doing deer burgers.
Deer burgers.
What's so special about deer burgers, or how can you make it special?
It's
and talk about your interest in wild game, because where I come from, we have a Cajun culture, we have Creole culture, and people get them mixed up, and they like to just call everything for Louisiana Cajun, where Cajuns eat a lot of wild game. And I've always been fascinated, interested in that. So let's talk about wild game.
Oh yes, it actually got to the point where it's like my cousin, he normally supplies me with the wild game that I like, because he actually goes out and hunt it himself.
Okay.
And him and his son, they go out and hunt it themselves. So I was like, because I've been trying to get my hands on deer meat for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
But he always sell it to other people. And I'm like, I will buy it off you.
Yeah.
Just let me know. I made some deer chili.
That sounds good.
Some Mexican style deer chili.
Ah.
It was amazing. I love Mexican chili. It's amazing. But the deer burgers.
Mexican chili, that's with the chocolate in it. They put the big piece of.
No, that's mole. I think it's called mole.
Okay.
I think that's called mole.
Okay.
But the Mexican style chili is like with the black beans and the corn.
Gotcha.
And all that.
All right.
But with my deer burgers that I do half spicy sausage and half like deer meat.
Okay.
And I mix it up and I add my little spices and all that. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Put it on a brioche.
Yes.
Brioche bun.
Sweet Hawaiian.
Yeah, sweet Hawaiian. Romaine or dark was romaine or was it?
I just like the single leaf.
Single leaf?
Yeah, the single leaf.
What kind of cheese you put on it?
I like Kobe, the Kobe Jack.
Kobe Jack?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I like that.
I'm a sucker for Swiss. I'm a sucker for Swiss cheese. I don't know why. With a little aioli, you make your aioli and put on
See,
it.
I don't even like to eat anything like any like ketchup, mayo, all that. I don't like to do any of that on my burger.
Really?
Or hot dogs.
Oh,
I'm weird. Like I don't know. I just like to eat just bread and meat.
That's like I said before the show, weird artist, weirdo, in a good way though, in a good way.
Oh yes, but the wild boar, I've got to a point where I order my stuff offline.
Okay.
Like if I can't get it or if it's not in season, I would order it online. But wild boar is something that I've cooked with several times. Squirrel, raccoon, rabbit.
Wild boar. What's that texture like?
It kind of looks like ground beef, but it tastes like turkey.
Okay.
Like if you did like a blind taste test, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Wow.
It tastes, and it's very lean. It's very lean. So it kind of, you would think you're eating like a turkey burger.
Okay.
I made wild boar meatballs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
I think I've had bison. I've had bison. I wasn't too fond of.
Yeah.
Wasn't too fond of bison.
It's too fatty for me.
Is there any particular style of cooking that you would think that you're not familiar with yet that you would think you would like to learn, and I think we spoke of soul food. What's your favorite style right now?
I love Mexican.
Mexican.
Yeah. I drove 45 minutes Friday to get some tacos.
Really? It be like that sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I couldn't even wait. I said, Mom, I just did the craziest thing. I pulled up on the side of the road and ate the whole box of tacos.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes. What's your favorite tacos?
Right now, the birria tacos got me in a chokehold.
Really?
Yeah.
I've tried.
You just gotta find the right
one.
Yeah.
I think with all the hype that came with it, it didn't match my first experience. The ones that I had didn't have much. They looked good.
Yeah, but it didn't have.
It didn't have much flavor.
Yeah, you got to find the right one.
Right.
And then the hot, do that green sauce that they put on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And dunk it in like the little ground up chilies.
Yeah.
You just got to find the right one.
I got to find the right
You
one.
just got to find the right one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a consomme is too light.
Yeah.
Or it's like not seasoned enough.
Right.
So yeah, you just got to find the right one.
Oh, okay. All right. I like chorizo. I'm partial to chorizo. And what's the lingua? I think that's the tongue. Cow tongue?
Yeah.
I think that's the cow
I
tongue.
probably won't try that.
I've tried that. I actually like that. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen just because I seen a picture of what it looks like with like the unskinned.
Yeah.
And so it's like the taste buds look a little too big. It was a little too big. I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
I remember when I was a kid. We this was in Lafayette, Louisiana. We had some cowboy stew, and they had a big tongue sticking out of the pot, and it was still whole. Hadn't even broke down yet. Oh man, it was good though. Oh, that sucker was good. This is Nathan Rideaux on the Food Dope Podcast, and I'm sitting here with Chef TheeGrizzley today. I'm having a blast, and Chef, I thank you for coming. Is there anything you want to cover before we close out?
No.
Y'all need to give her a call.
Oh yeah.
Reach out to her on social media.
Yes.
You got to book her. She might be able to hook you up with some wild game, some wild boar.
Oh,
You never
yeah.
know.
Rabbit stew.
Rabbit stew, mac and
and
cheese,
gravy.
squirrel and
Oh,
gravy,
yes.
and a lot of other things. This is Food Dope Podcast, and if you ready to close out, we could close.
I'm ready to close out.
All right. And we got a food demo coming up, and what are you going to make?
I'm gonna make some stuffed strawberry shortcake French toast, and I got a little shrimp for y'all.
And a little shrimp. I'm down with that. This is Food Dope Podcast, and I guess we better close out right now. And this is the Professor, Nathan Rideaux. You'll never understand the weight this culture carried unless you live a life, and I lived a life. Peace. This is the Food Dope Podcast. This is your host, Nathan T. Rideaux, a.k.a. the Professor, a.k.a. the curator of culinary dopeness. And today I'm here with Chef
TheeGrizzley
out of Macon, Georgia. And we're going to do a cooking demo. Well, she's going to do a cooking demo. And what are you going to do for us today, Chef?
I'm gonna do a little shrimp and a little hot and spicy sauce. And I'm also gonna do some stuffed strawberry shortcake French toast.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
It's like one of my signatures.
Yeah. You go ahead and get started. And I just want to bring up the fact of what I noticed before we're getting ready for the demo and everything. You let me go through your playlist. And I'm like, damn, you gangster with it.
Oh, yeah.
I seen some Pimp C. I seen some UGK. I probably seen a little 3-6 Mafia or whatever. Let's go into that. What else you like? You talked about the females earlier.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about that ratchetness now.
The ratchetness,
Yeah.
I mean, I can really take it there. You know, I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just her wordplay and something that she just says, it just resonates with me.
Right.
And the City Girls, I love the whole pussy power, pussy and empowerment movement, because I feel like not enough women talk about it.
So it's a movement.
Yeah, it's definitely a movement. And then most of the girls now they're going harder than the guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna need them to step their game up.
And we can't blame the girls for doing what they're doing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, they on the charts right now. They getting the sales, they getting the streams or whatever.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if they running what's considered the game right now, then
And they
let them have it.
They telling you what they want,
Yeah.
when they want it, how they want it.
Yeah.
You better not be shocked with it either.
I hear you. Damn.
It's all about that movement.
Yeah. Who else you got in that playlist?
I have a lot of UGK, a lot of 3-6, as you said before. Gunna, Young Thug. I like Sukihana. She's very ratchet.
What's
She's
the name?
from Love and Hip Hop, Sukihana.
Suki. I haven't heard the name.
Yeah, they
I
call her
don't know.
Suki with the good coochie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, she is one of those raw rappers. She's kind of like Trina almost to
Okay.
me. But I have a lot of City Girls.
City Girl.
I love City Girls. To me, they kind of brought on that whole movement. And then when they signed with QC, it kind of just elevated them. So.
Oh, so they were already out there and known before they got with QC then.
You could say they had like one song, but if you studied the female hip hop game, you would know about them. But when they signed with QC, it kind of just
Exploded,
elevated.
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they got something good going on over
They
there
got
at
something
QC.
great going on.
Yeah. What we got going on right here?
So I'm gonna be a little lazy today and use store-bought cream cheese.
Okay.
But normally I would make my own cream cheese.
Really?
I would put the vanilla, the brown sugar, and I have a secret. You want me to give it away?
Yeah, go ahead and give it away. It's your secret, but we love to have.
coffee creamer in the cream cheese mixture to, like, if it's like a holiday, I would do like the peppermint mocha creamer.
Right, right.
To give it just a little extra sweetness and flavoring.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just putting some cream cheese on the bread, and I always use brioche or either sweet Hawaiian because I like the sweet bread.
Right.
And earlier I put some strawberries and brown sugar, and I let it just sit.
Right.
And this is the product. You want to let it sit for at least like 30 minutes to like maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it'll get like a sweet little dripping sauce. And it the brown sugar also breaks down the strawberries.
Oh, that's something good to know.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're getting frozen strawberries.
Right.
But they're fresh. But you can also taste the freshness in there, and then we're just gonna.
You know, something else I did notice about the brioche, because I started using it in recent years myself, is it absorbs better. It doesn't get sloppy. It doesn't break the bread doesn't break down in your French toast mixture.
Oh,
So it does a good job of absorbing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it holds together.
And then you're just gonna get it on both sides like that, and then stick the strawberry mixtures in there. And I forgot my my spoon, so I'm just gonna slowly drip it on there like that.
This is the Food Dope Podcast, and we're doing a cooking demo with Chef TheeGrizzley today. And you know what I'm interested in learning? I know your name is TheeGrizzley. Grizzly is a bear. People had a perception of being a mean old bear. Where'd you get your name from?
Well, it started, honestly, in culinary school, because they would always pick me to be the leader for whatever reason, because, like I said, I've always been time conscious, and I know how to get things done. So even if you're not the strongest person in the kitchen, I always gave that direction.
Right.
And also, like, if I'm doing something that's got my name on it, I want it done a certain way.
Yeah.
How I want to do it, not how you want to do it.
Right.
Because it's my name.
Yeah.
And so I always kind of catch myself like, no, I'm sorry, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. But it's like, no, we understand. I do that a lot with my friends. Okay. Especially. But yeah, that's where the grizzly bear name came about. Because I get things done. Even if I have to scream and yell, I never really have any conflict because they know. They already know not to, not to take it there with me because it could go there. Yeah. But I try not to let it go there.
Damn, you so gangster. Gangster Grizzly. Gangster Grizzly. If you were such a nice person to have a nice laugh, you know what I would call you?
What?
What's one of Trina's favorite famous songs? One of Trina's, on her first album.
What, the
baddest bitch?
Oh yeah, that's my turn up song right there.
That's it.
That's my turn up song right there.
Yeah. What else you listen to while you cooking?
I listen to, like I said, City Girls. If it's like a Sunday or a Saturday, I have like this brunch playlist. Right. A
little lighter than usual.
Yeah, just a little lighter. I got the Stomp remix on there. Cause I love gospel hip hop. Right. I kind of like what they've been going with that.
Any notable names out of that genre right now?
The hip hop gospel.
Yeah.
I like Lecrae.
Yeah, I hear the name Lecrae a lot.
I love Lecrae. Yeah. But I really like the old gospel, and I love live albums. I love to listen to like the Clark Sisters. That's probably my favorite.
my favorite gospel album of all time, Mississippi Mass Choir.
Okay.
Love it. Okay. Yeah.
So I dumped the French toast in the bread in this egg mixture. It's basically a cinnamon toast crunch seasoning. Okay. Some vanilla and a little heavy cream and some eggs. Gotcha. And we're just gonna let it cook and coagulate as such. I don't think I had my fire up hot enough. But
now, is this an extra sweet dish to the palate?
Yeah, if you love sweet.
Then you gotta have savory to balance it out, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I'm just gonna let that cook for a little while.
Mm-hmm. And what do we have over there on the end? The pink.
It's not your average shortcake breading. I know they normally use like Jell-O.
Okay.
But I want to be just a little bit different and have just a little bit more flavor. So what I have here is some strawberry sugar wafers.
Okay.
Mixed up and some golden Oreos.
Right.
So it kind of gives the illusion of a strawberry shortcake, but it kind of tastes more flavorful.
Gotcha.
And everybody loves sugar wafers.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with it. And as well as the golden Oreos. To me, I'm a golden Oreo gal.
Right.
Because I don't really like chocolate that much.
Right.
But I think it balances out pretty well. And we have some fan strawberries. I always like to garnish it with some fan strawberries and some blueberries.
Gotcha.
Gotta have the antioxidants.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna let that cook. Might not be cooking as fast as I would like it.
What's the first concert you ever went to?
It was a country concert.
Country?
Luke Bryan.
I've heard of Luke Bryan.
Yeah, that was the first concert I've ever been to, but the first hip hop concert I've ever been to was, I don't know if it was Big Crit. I think it might have been Big Crit.
Big Crit.
Yeah, Big Crit.
Creative dude.
Oh yes.
Creative dude out of
I love
Mississippi.
him.
Yeah.
And I love that. I feel like he resonates with me.
Right.
In Mississippi and Twiggs County. I love the country shit.
Yeah. That country shit is got a story on its own.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yes.
We've done shows before where we talked about hip hop from the South coming from the country, of course. Didn't have the major labels supporting anything. A lot of guys had to take street money and get stuff started their way. Mm-hmm. And the fans had to catch up to them. You know, they just talked about what they talked about, which was reality rap, whatever. Fans either liked it or didn't.
Yeah.
Or didn't.
I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. You just want to make sure it's cooked, especially around the sides.
Right.
Because the egg. But I've been to all kind of concerts though.
Yeah.
Big Crit. I think my last concert I went to was the Legendary Nights. It was Future and Meek Mill.
Within the last year, was it? How long
It
ago
was like
was it?
right before the pandemic.
Okay.
Like late 2019.
Okay.
And I really only went to that because Meg was like there.
Was there? Yeah.
But I was like, I love Future and I love.
Yeah.
And they actually brought out everybody. They brought out Lil Baby, Ghana. They brought out everybody.
I'm like the same way. I made a determination a few years ago. My favorite rapper all the time is Nas. Every time Nas comes to Atlanta, I got to go see it from now on.
Okay.
Got to go see it. And they're just getting back on the concert circuit, bringing the concerts back to the city. So you got a lot of them coming.
A lot of them.
Yeah, you just had the No Limit reunion tour about a month and a half ago. I read you got the Kings of the South coming up with Too Short, Juvenile, 8-Ball MJG. Trina's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Trick, that's coming up. They had a King of the West with Ice Cube, Cypress Hill. So
I'm still kind of scared to go to concerts though.
Really?
Like, I know they had the Jasmine Sullivan supposed to be coming here in like March.
Okay.
I love Jasmine Sullivan, but I'm still a little scared right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
How do you know when your French toast is done?
You just want to make sure the egg is cooked all
Egg is
the
cooked
way
around the edges, yeah.
Yeah, just make sure it's cooked. That's why I keep flipping. I don't want it to burn too much, but I also want to make sure that egg has had enough time to cook. You can smell that strawberry cooking.
Yeah, you can. Those shrimp looking good over
Oh
there too.
yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, that's a special blend seasoning right there. It's a special blend seasoning.
You do it too? I got about
yeah.
I got a special blend. I use about nine different seasonings for my special blend.
Now my secret weapon is the smoked paprika
Smoked paprika.
and the ground thyme.
Okay.
Those are like my two secret weapons.
Okay. I'm in love with white pepper.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I
So
just
you
am.
like to use the white pepper in your grits?
I haven't even tried it with my grits.
You got to try it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of nutmeg.
Nutmeg, okay.
Just a pinch.
I haven't used nutmeg either. That's something.
Just a pinch.
Yeah.
I should have got my knife so I could slice it.
I'm going to go ahead and get out your way.
And I'm gonna get some more butter, and I'm gonna get started on these shrimp. I like to have a lot of butter.
Could never go wrong with that.
Oh no, oh no. And then just dump the shrimp off in there.
Mm-hmm. Smoked paprika. What kind of? That's a smokiness, right? I mean,
yeah,
it has a deep smokiness.
Yeah, it
out of the
adds kind of
paprika.
like a smokiness, and I love the color that it gives off
Right.
as well. I love to add all the smoked, like the smoked Gouda and the smoked paprika. I love, for whatever reason, I love to cook with like smoked seasonings.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna finish it off with this guy that I'm collaborating with. His brand is El Rey. He has like a variety of like sauces and stuff.
Okay.
So he sent me like a little sample pack of the El Rey sweet and spicy, and it's really good. It kind of reminds you of the hottie sauce.
Okay.
Have you ever had the hottie sauce?
I haven't,
before?
but I've heard about it.
You got to. Well, I don't think they're in stores anymore.
Okay.
But it kind of reminds me of that, like a sweet and sour kind of sauce.
Is it more sweet or more or?
It starts off as sweet,
Yeah.
but then it kind of finishes off with a little kick.
Okay, gotcha.
I love to eat spicy food, so
Yeah.
this is like right up my alley.
And that's Uncle L.
Uncle L.
Yes. That's Uncle L's.
Uncle L.
Dip it, toss it, mix it. Part sweet, part heat.
That sweet heat.
Made in the D, Detroit. All right, all right.
These are just about ready. I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of that. Oh, well, another thing. Use this right here.
I know we gave them your information earlier, but you want to go ahead and repeat your social media information for people who want to reach you?
Of course, it's Chef TheeGrizzley on Instagram and Facebook. It's TheeGrizzley.
Chef TheeGrizzley.
Ooh, might lose a couple of shrimp, but that's okay.
And she's based in Macon, but she's always in the Atlanta area. A lot of clients in the Atlanta area, so anybody in Atlanta, got to look her up, hit her up.
Oh, yes. And then we're just going to, usually we use a bread knife,
Right.
but, you know,
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do it.
And I like to half them up so you can see kind of.
And that's garnish.
A nice little garnish.
Nice
of
little
this.
garnish. Bright and colorful.
Oh, yes. And then finish it off with a little of the syrup. So it's kind of like I made my own strawberry syrup.
That's right. That's right.
And then just fan out the strawberry. And like I said, if you lose a couple, that's okay.
That's okay.
It wasn't meant for you anyway. If you have to lose a couple. I might be missing a strawberry, but that's okay.
That's all right.
And I try not to be so, like, I want the blueberries here.
Right.
That's why I kind of just let it drop, and wherever it goes, it goes.
So you don't have to be strategic with it.
Yeah, kind of
Right.
unconventional. And the shrimp, set it on the side.
Is there a special brunch name you give to this dish, or people just go ahead and eat and don't have to be so fancy with it?
Yeah, they just go ahead and eat
Just go ahead and
they
eat it,
just
huh?
dive right
Yeah.
on in. And there you have it.
This is the Food Dope Podcast. This is your host, Nathan T. Rideaux, a.k.a. The Professor. And I'm sitting here today with Chef
TheeGrizzley.
TheeGrizzley. And she's made us this beautiful brunch plate today. You want to tell them what it is?
Of course. So it's a sweet and spicy shrimp with stuffed strawberry shortcake French toast on a lovely, lovely brioche bread and garnished with a little fan strawberry and blueberries.
And blueberries. Bon appetit. It looks dope, Chef. We're going to go at it now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
International Food Dope, brought to you by Urban Science Media, hosted by Nathan T. Rideaux, aka The Professor. Find us on all major podcast platforms. Follow us on IG at Food Dope Podcast and at The Professor 73. You'll never underestimate the weight this culture carries unless you live the life. And I live the life. We got history.